Introducing the Biblical Relationship School in Kentucky Vision Camp Field. Vacation Bible School was held for kids aged 4 to 12. World Remnant Conference and Chodae Praise Day was held. Deacon Lee Hyun-jin and Diego Vargas were awarded with Ministry Scholarship and Remnant Scholarship respectively. Hello, this is Washington Chodae News for the month of August. Remnant Biblical Relationship class began together with the summer vacation, proceeding with 2 classes a week on Tuesday and Thursday over a 5-week period. The speaker, panelists, and interpreters were able to feel how arduous and challenging it is to lead the posterity ministry. This class was not limited to the Chodae remnants, but also included remnants from other churches in the vicinity and out of states. They were able to deepen their knowledge of God and confirm God's urgent desire of restoring the posterity covenant. Remnants from the class shared their forum. I was able to learn God's Word, something this world cannot teach, through the Biblical Relationship class, and was able to experience a time of healing on the worldly things imprinted in me that I didn't know I had. It was especially meaningful to clearly and accurately view our greatest interests and curiosities through the Bible and the testimonies and lessons shared by the panelists and teachers. I got to pray in detail to form a covenantal family line by meeting my significant other within the covenant. I know how I'll put this in my life. Listen to rules and don't break them, or we will receive punishment that could affect us badly. The vision trip of our graduating remnants to Kentucky was a time of confirming the covenant. We read and meditated on Genesis 1 through 10 on the first day of the pre-camp, then listened to the WC leader message on the second day, confirming that we are the remnant summit leaders to overcome the Nephilim. On the third day, we got ready for the vision camp, listening to the message of Genesis 6 after the Wednesday worship. Our 3-day journey to visit Noah's Ark and the Creation Museum came to a close after taking time to edit each of our lives with the messages we received so far.
In the first weekend of August, we had our very first ever Chodae Vacation Bible School. As a parent of one of the young remnants, I was patiently waiting and praying for this moment and time scheduled to come. As I mentioned this to assistant pastor, we were able to speak it into fruition, and thus began our VBS journey. On the first day of VBS, it was so heartwarming to not only see our young Chodae remnants, but also other remnants who came and gathered from their fields. The children were not only excited to be amongst their fellow peers, but you can see it in their eyes that their hearts and thirst for God's words were ready to soak up all of God's grace. Through assistant pastor, they were able to hear God's words of becoming the spiritual ambassador, spiritual doctor, and watchman to save 237 nations. Although the children may be young, they were not only able to share their prayer topics and dreams, they're able to deliver the way of salvation, a feat even most adults have not yet accomplished. Through this time, it was such a great blessing to see our young remnants being led by the gospel and coming together to save the world, because as we all know, saving the world is not something we can do alone. May these Chodae remnants continue to gather to work together to not only save our church, but to truly become the spiritual workers to save 237 nations.
In the flow of the WRC messages, Chodae Praise Day was held as a church-wide festival on August 8th in the main sanctuary. Based on the theme of 237 Field, Healing, and Summit, the Chodae Praise Day brought all the remnants, church officers, and congregants together. As we praise the God who keeps and fulfills His covenant, we've restored our hearts for the 237 field God has allotted to us and experienced God's hands healing us through the praise and His grace that enables us to challenge towards the summits. Learning the body worship alongside the younger remnants, we had a joyful time to enjoy the status and authority before God like little children. May God's grace that was relayed to our hearts through WRC and the Praise Night continue to grow within all our congregants' lives, that our lives may be filled with praise and become joyful every day. You can re-watch the Chodae Praise Day on our YouTube channel. A scholarship conferring ceremony was held on August 15th. Chodae Scholarship Committee and Church Officer Commission selected Deaconess Lee Hyun-jin and Diego Vargas as this year's recipients. Ministry Scholarship recipient Deaconess Lee was awarded with a scholarship to develop the future counseling camp and remnant ministry. Diego Vargas, on the other hand, was awarded with an iPad for showing constant efforts to join in the worship and trainings online, further encouraging future participation. Please pray for the remnant scholarships that will continue to build the church in the future. August was a month full of answers to save the 237 nations and the remnants following the word. That's our news for you this month. Thanks for watching.